Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's stream from the still Prague, but a new streaming room. So I hope that everything goes well with our technical setup because we moved everything yesterday. And welcome everybody to the stream. I'm Crysantos. Hopefully you know me by now, and I'm not alone here today. Not joined by my twin, but by the one and only, the amazing, the lovely Tuccy.
Hello everyone. We are live from the new studio, and I hope that soon we will be able to show you the other part of the studio, which is looking very fancy, our armchair setup and stuff. But for now, it's the two of us here in front of the green screen. Oh, I see that you switched the ships around.
Yes, I switched the ships around. Tuccy was not happy to have the North Carolina in the background. It's one of my favorite ships that I used to play very, very much when the game came out, and I like to have it in the background. I don't mind at all. Who are you, and what did you do with Mr. Conway? The Polish DJ is asking. Well, Mr. Conway is sick today, yes. So it's just the two of us. It was supposed to be the three of us, so we can also show you the other side of the room, which looks amazing, but you will have to probably wait until next week's weekly stream for us to be able to show it to you.
Yes,
I saw a few.
I mean, for now, it's not fully furnished yet. So, there are already cool stuff there, cool things. But let's wait until next week.
I saw a few comments I wanted to address. So first of all, both on YouTube, hi YouTube, and Twitch, I saw a question while the trailer was running. Like not the trailer, the actual intro, the countdown. When is the stream going to start? If you take a look at the upper right corner, whenever we start a stream, there is a countdown when we're going to be live. And Modern Gamer was asking, anybody know the OST to the opening? I could potentially look it up for you, which song it was, but you can find all of our OST, or at least the vast majority of the songs that we're using in the game, on SoundCloud. So just go to SoundCloud, search for World of Warships soundtrack, and you will find most of the songs, and you can use them. So Go and check it out. I always love listening to our OST as well, and it's definitely worth it.
Oh, Tom Healy, why don't you like Conway? He wrote on YouTube, thank God no Conway. We like Mr. Conway.
Maybe he got torpedoed as well.
Oh yeah, in that case, that's understandable. But we generally like to have Mr. Conway here, but he cannot make it today. So.
Yeah. Bubaba TR is asking, will there be any option to buy coal or steel in the future? Not directly, so at least not planned at the moment. Let me phrase it this way, you never say never, but at least we don't have these plans at the moment. But there are plenty of ways to get to coal and steel by now in the game. For example, ranked season just stopped in the new format, but there will be a new season coming up, so you can get it, for example, if you're not in a clan, but you still want to get steel, you'll be able to do this through the ranked season. And otherwise, you can play daily missions. You can also get steel from clan battles, right? A new season will also be coming up in the future with a cool setting. And that should be at least a good income, but right now you're not able to purchase it directly.
By the way, one thing here for Tuccy the God. Can we use carriers without the game mode airstrike in the future? This is a PC stream. For this, I think you have to wait until... I'm not now sure about the schedule, but until our consoles team has a stream about
I can tell you when this is going to be. It's going to be tomorrow. If you're a Legends player and you would like to see all the news about the new update that was deployed this week, you can go and find this on the World of Warships Legends channel tomorrow with a Teekanne, the Sailing Robin, and oh god, I don't know our content editor's in-game name. This is Shameful Display. Do you remember his name, his in-game nickname? Well, Legends guys, you will see him.
Yes.
Statsblog
Prince Blip, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Statsblog is here, by the way, and TC Fair and Statsblog was saying Conway's not in charge of OBS, but who's gonna press the wrong buttons now?
I can do that. I can.
The thing is with Conway, he's not pressing the wrong buttons usually. That's actually a lot of Droid. He wants to, if you label a button, don't push, he will push it. But for Mr. Conway, it's usually we have a really big stream deck here. Is the cable long enough to show this to you? Nope. So I will show it to you another day. But we have the Stream Deck XL with a lot of buttons. And Mr. Conway just doesn't want to push any buttons. He just disregards it, and then that's it.
He prefers to push buttons in OBS.
Yeah. HMS Keir Starmer is saying, can you maybe give us some hints for what resource will Vampire 2 and Marco Polo be? I know some of this. I'm not allowed to tell you, not even to give you hints, but I'll try to get us the information to be shared with you so you have that information, what resources these ships might be available for.
Awesome 405, what happened to DDR10? Well, she's chilling.
She was tested. Yeah. That doesn't necessarily mean she will come to the game soon, but we were testing her, and as soon as we have more information about this, just as other ships, like, for example, the German battleship Brandenburg that we announced some time ago, sometimes these ships don't really fit what we want to do right now, and, then they move to a later point into the roadmap, or basically are shelved or...
I mean, for example, the Tone was last seen before her reincarnation as the hybrid. Like, I don't know, already like 3-4 years ago as a model, and that's it. So it can take some time.
Yeah. Here we get a question from C. Jubidamos, and he's asking, are you planning changing skills yet? It's a bit too early. I know you guys are really... I know, like, see a lot of comments about Deadeye, and whether we have any news about potential changes in skills. Not at the moment. We're still waiting for things to settle down a bit, but as soon as we have information, we'll be very happy to share it with you on stream. So still give us a bit of time, and hopefully by maybe the next update, we will have some information for you.
Why is First Blood only worth 1 flag when all other achievements with flags earn 10? Well, that's because First Blood gives you a pretty valuable flag.
I heard that Belfast is coming back during my Little Pony collaboration, Deep 61. I can neither deny nor confirm this information, and you'll have to wait until this potential collaboration might be coming out. And then we have Annikarin says, please do something with the chat bug which came with the latest update. Are you talking about the chat bug in the dockyard, or is there an additional issue? If you encounter an additional issue, please report it to our customer support so it's in the system. And Kotsios is asking, will you extend the free captain retraining? No, not at the moment. So use your time and test it now, so you get the most out of it during this update. And the beater, there's a problem with the French reload booster. Sometimes they don't activate for the entire game. I know there's one issue with the Henri, and it should be fixed with the next update. Yes. But please report it to us if you see an issue with the French reload booster on other ships, and we'll take a look at it. And then we have anyone saying, German new DDs have turning circle of BBs. Seriously? It's an early concept, so give it a bit of time. Obviously, they're supposed to be rather like a gunboat approach, and we'll tweak this still. But for now, it's the early concept, and we'll see what to do with it. For now, we have the next tech tree that is going to come out is the Italian battleship.
And for the turning circle, don't forget that the turning circle is not all that matters. It's also the rudder shift time and the speed. I mean, just compare the very tight turning circles, slow American battleships with the others, and...
And Asisi Hannes says, the chat bug checked today with customer support. The devs are already working on a fix. For some players, the chat disconnects after some time of having the game open. Should be fixed with 0.10.1. So here you have the information straight up away. And Snatsblog is asking, is there any chance of getting a second reset all skills button for the end of the update? I have to check. Honestly, I don't know whether it's possible to have the same button again, but we'll check internally and see what we can answer. Make sure to also push that question on the CC Discord. Give Georgia main battery reload booster, says HMS Potato. HMS Potato, I think the Georgia is strong enough without this tool, and we don't want it to be too strong.
I think maybe we should give her a torpedo reload booster.
Mm-hmm. Admiral Van Marke is asking, any juicy news today? No, unfortunately, today we don't have any juicy news, so you will have to wait for another stream.
I mean, you know the deal. You know roughly our update cycle. It's usually 4 to 5 weeks, and usually we have juicy news basically just the week before a new update is coming. We already have the juicy news from the update after that, because that's when the super test gets readied up. But now, like after the update, in between the updates when the public test is out, there are like some small news, like the balance changes that will be encountered, for example, by the Belfast 43. with the one smoke charge more. But in general, in between the updates, we don't really have big news.
Yes. I saw a question here from Awesome405 on YouTube, and he's asking, are you allowed to play some Italian battleships today? Unfortunately not, but maybe we can arrange this for next week. And that is also related to a question from Anthony Lee Scott, who's asking what comes in the next update. So next update is going to feature Italian battleships early access, which I hope you guys are going to enjoy because it's pretty cool. I really like it. We also have the updated brawls plus clan battles, and we have some visual improvements to the game. So please take a look at this. Actually, you can take a look at all of this live on the PT, which should have been deployed 30 minutes ago, roughly.
Yes.
So you can take a look at this. You know, we have a new port. We have the new Italian battleships coming. The updated brawls, you know, they used to be clan brawls, but as you saw already with, for example, the last clan brawls that we had in the game, they kind of move away from the clan restriction. And will be basically our brawls in general, where you can participate as a team or a single player. So I hope this will be interesting to you. And with this, I think we can already start playing some games, and then we will answer as many questions as possible as usual. And Painzers, he says, "Hey Tuccy, hey Crysantos, how are you both today?" Good, a bit tired, I would say, but
alive. Okay,
that's I think a good statement already. We are alive. How are you doing, Painter? If you don't know Painter, actually, he's our newest addition to the CC program.
Oh.
So go and check out his channel.
Which channel is that?
It's twitch.tv/Painter.
And language?
English.
Ah, cool.
Maybe Painter, if you have another language, you know, that you own, like Klingon maybe, feel free to post it in chat. When will Vampire 2 come out? Only when it's ready. Yes. This is as much information as I can give you. I know you want to have more detailed information, but unfortunately, I cannot give it to you. Good. Then, chat, what do we want to play? Which tier? Oh, actually, Tuccy, you pick. I'll take a look at chat, and I'll just match whatever ship you want to play.
Then send me an invite.
Sure. If you want to play with us today, you can send us a message. As I think Vasil sent us a message already in-game, and then we'll invite you to our division and we can play together.
We are playing on EU server, but well, that shouldn't stop you.
King Waffles is asking, what do you think of 07? If you mean the clan, I think they're probably one of the most impressive clans that I've seen in World of Warships in general, and they've always impressed me with their performance, especially in King of the Sea. I know some of their streamers and you know, occasionally watch them. So overall, I think very, very decent clan. And well, if you want to learn something about the game, definitely a good place to do that.
So there were some suggestions for Atlanta, Flint. I have to admit, I'm not really now too good on the mid-tier cruisers. I didn't play them for a long, long time. But if you want to go some mid-tiers, I think we can arrange something.
Sure. I was actually playing the Mysore this week, which is an interesting concept because you get to basically have the Leander hull, if I'm not mistaken, and you get to play it with a creepy smoke, like the creeping smoke, right? Crawling forward. But you lose. Exactly. I really enjoyed playing this. Is Prime Gaming necessary to get early access to Italian BB Dante Alighieri, is Miliardo asking. No, Miliardo. This is currently an offer we are running together with Twitch. That if you have Prime Gaming, you can already have access to the Dante Alighieri, which is the Tier 4 Italian battleship. But with the next update, you will be able to get early access to the Dante Alighieri just by playing the game. So it's like an added benefit for those who have Prime Gaming for this month. But if you don't have Prime Gaming next month, or with the next update, actually, 10.1, you will be able to get the access to this.
Yeah, basically, you are not really missing on anything. You are just missing on like 2-3 weeks. So
yes.
So yeah, what should we play?
Crysantos uses smokes are creepy, confirmed. Well, I think smoke can be very creepy, especially if you're a DD and you just see it there. Also, if you are a DD and you're sitting in your creepy smoke, the enemy torpedoes are a very creepy thing.
Yeah.
Roughly, when is the next update, please? Well, if you take a look at our usual deployment schedule of updates, it's usually every 4 weeks, unless like there's an exception when we have like a 3-week or 5-week cadence. But usually it's around 4 weeks, so you can just take a look at when the last update came out, and then you just count 4 weeks, and that should give you a rough idea of when this would happen.
But generally, even if our update schedule is fairly robust, we prefer not to really say exact date until we are 100% sure that it will happen, because that's why we are running tests, and you guys are sometimes a bit too good at breaking things. So what shall we play?
You pick. I'm just relaxing here.
You're just relaxing here?
Yeah.
Do you want to relax in some tier 7, tier 6?
Sure. Deminko is asking, is there already a new date or time window we can expect the new ranked season? So it's not going to be too far away. That much I can already reveal. The exact start date, I don't know yet, but the second season is not going to be far away.
In that case, I shall be taking a Skone.
Yep. Does smoke reduce your torpedo spotting ability? No.
Well,
Japanese CV, can you play? I have them. Whether I'm good at playing them, no. I was actually not that bad playing Kaga last time when you forced me to do this, but I'm just not a very decent CV player. I prefer other classes because I like to shoot ships.
Show.
Playing Italian battleship as a preview. Oh, I would love to.
But unfortunately, we...
Yes, but I'll try to get us the approval for this for next week, and maybe we can show off some Italian battleships because I enjoyed playing them.
Yeah, I mean, we can show the Dante Alighieri, but I mean, it's tier 4, so it won't probably be that interesting on the stream for you. That interesting on the stream for you.
So we're going to click tier 7. And
interesting on the stream for you.
We're going to click tier 7. And
interesting on the stream for you.
We're going to click tier 7.
Interesting on the stream for you. Yolo Emilia smoke is pretty creepy.
Well, yeah.
Yolo Emilia
Oh,
smoke.
yes.
If you mod the Yolo Emilia,
Oh, 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 yes.
If you mod the
Oh, yes.
Oh, there seems to be some echo.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there seems to be some echo.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there's...
Let me just double check. Where is this coming from?
Sound loop, sound in a loop.
Is it gone?
That's better. Oh yes.
Okay, must have been in this. In let me give me a section. Must have been in the seed.
In the dual gameplay setup.
Yes. So guys, just give me one moment, please.
Yes. That was like a trippy Beatles song. Wow.
Nice. Okay. Sometimes we have to, weird you out.
Is something wrong with the recruitment bureau? Nothing should be wrong with the recruitment station. So, if you are encountering any problems, please describe.
Okay.
What are Beatles? The real IDAC men. I'm not sure if serious, but Beatles were a band, a pretty famous one.
The Beatles?
Yeah.
Might be slightly well known, yes. Okay, sorry. Then we'll just play without that scene, and let's ready up and go into battle. If I can actually ready up. There we go. If I can actually ready up. Let's go. There we go. It was very funny when you were repeating again and again. Yeah, it was very funny when you were repeating again and again. Yeah, it was very funny when you were repeating again and again. Yeah, it was very funny when again. You please. It's your gameplay because you have the sound on. I get why it's gone, right? Gone. Okay.
Again?
Yeah, this is now I found the culprit. No, it's because of our setup. Just to explain the technical background, because we're grabbing the sound from Tuccy's screen, and he has to be able to answer you. He has the stream running in the background, and that just creates a feedback loop because it just you will hear yourself, and then it will just keep going and going and going.
I didn't. Yeah. Sorry, I thought I didn't check that. It's.
Did you fix it?
Let me check. Also YouTube. Yes, fixed on both.
Okay.
Okay. Mea culpa, Maxima.
So good. Can we just hacking warships? I wish it was that.
You can hashtag blame Tuccy.
Yes. Lucas says, "Wow, very nice ships in the port." Yeah, I do have a big selection, just like Tuccy. We've been playing this game for since it came out, so I have like 410 plus X ships in my port.
Yes.
Oh, and Darth is saying, "Sorry, the recruitment bureau is telling me this. Our warship is undergoing repairs. The website is not available."
Let us check after the battle.
Yes, Darth, can you send me a PM about this on the EU forums or on the NA forums, and I will take a look at it, whether we can help you.
I just tried to log into the web interface, and it seems to be working. So. Also, please specify which server, because I'm checking on EU, but if you are playing somewhere else, there might be issue somewhere else.
Yep. Hunter Hamburg says, "Did you never sell any ships, Chris?" I sold my Arkansas beta to buy the Wyoming when the beta ended.
When you were potato.
Yes. Was obviously not the wisest choice, as you can imagine, and I was quite sad once I understood the game that was a pretty stupid decision. And well, while I was grinding, I did sell ships occasionally, but especially since it's not that hard anymore to grind credits in World of Warships. I just keep them. Don't set me on fire. Maya. Wait for the CV to try to strike us.
That Wukong touched me very strongly.
Okay, yeah, you gotta be careful with these Sansan being around. When will the scenarios Dunkirk and Cherry Blossom be back in the game, or new ones? Currently not planned that this will happen anytime soon, but if that changes, because we're focusing, on other aspects of the game, as for example introducing submarines and improving a lot of other aspects of the game. So as soon as this changes, we'll let you know.
Anthony Scott, can you buy back in-game those ships back? Depends on which ships. Generally, premium ships that are available in Armory or elsewhere, you can buy back. Tech 3, obviously you can, but if you sold any ship that was dear to you, that you now realize that was dear to you, you can always go to the customer service portal and ask for ship restoration.
Yes, it's like a really good improvement. Back then,
Yes.
when I sold my Arkansas beta, there was no way of getting it back. So this is like a big improvement by now that you can just request it and it will come back. Any advice on how to spec a German DD captain, or so that depends a bit on how you want to play it. But I can talk you through like what I would pick. But overall, it's your decision, right? What do you feel like your commander is, or your ship when playing a German DD is missing the most, or what you like the most, and then try to emphasize these aspects or try to counter it. It's at least my piece of advice.
Crying Freeman is asking, planning to do something with Flint? Well, right now we are following the statistics and we are checking how is Flint doing with the new captain skills, and if she needs some love, she needs some additional changes, then she will get them.
Yes, we've already stated this in all of the publications that are related to the commander skill rework. It's not like we're ignoring the Flint, but we didn't want to over buffer. So right now we're looking at the stats, and as soon as we have an update on that ship, we will let you know. Okay, we actually have to turn here.
So we are capping the middle circle.
Mm-hmm. And it's probably going to be the Minsk up here.
Yeah, I think so. But they don't seem to be too eager to push to the middle, so...
Mm-hmm. NK Gaming says, I play an hour every day. My best ship is the Vladivostok. Vladivostok is a very fun ship to play, and but you will definitely also enjoy Sovietsky Soyuz and the Kremlin. They follow that path very well, in my opinion, in terms of gameplay.
Engine boost deactivated.
Now they are moving to the middle.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's the Wukong.
If you can execute the Wukong, it will be very helpful.
Well, I'll do my best. Oh, nice job by the CD there.
Yep.
That enemy Bayas playing very well with his positioning. But I'm moving out of his range. Can I get my Arkansas beta back after 3 or 4 years of selling that ship? Yes, absolutely.
Yes, just go to the CS portal, to the support portal, and use the ship restoration tool or vehicle restoration tool.
Yes, like what you need to make sure is that you have the resources that you got back then.
Which
selling the
means
ship?
credits.
Yes. Just have that available, and then it should be fine.
Yes. I mean, it used to be pretty complex and slow process, but luckily now we've gone automatic, so... As Mr. Conway would say, it's easy.
It's really easy. Oh, and we have Naish here. Naish. I'm just showing you this. You know what this means. I kept it here.
Oh, the
The pink whale.
Can I get a Smolensk? I never had. No. Sadly,
I mean,
no.
if she ever comes back, you can give her to yourself.
But not via the restoration tool. Sorry. Okay, so far the game is fairly static, but
Yeah, but we hold all of the caps.
Yeah,
the
exactly,
Like we're leading by like twice the amount of points that the enemy team has. So it's good for us, and the enemy team will now have to push in, which means that good for us. Bad for
they don't seem to be too intent on pushing in, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why they're so far back. I mean, if you take a look at our battleships, for example, we are very, very close up.
Yeah. I mean, on the flip side, I don't have any damage so far because I literally didn't have any targets I can engage.
Yeah, welcome to the club. Like, I'm in the medium circle here. I'm sitting at like 33k damage, and I'm turning full broadside to an Iowa.
On the other hand, I have 62,000 spotting damage, so... any hints on the next episode of Naval Legends or other historical content? I'm not sure actually about Naval Legends, and even if I was sure, I couldn't tell you because it's supposed to be a surprise. But I can already tell you that we have a topic for the next installment of the Armchair Admirals of our historical stream. That will come end of this month, and it will be concerning itself with the Battle of the Java Sea, which, if you don't know it, it was a quite complicated affair of 1942, of February 1942, which ended with a crushing defeat of basically all Allied naval forces around the modern-day Indonesia, Malaysia, and so on. So it will be quite interesting, and it was actually pretty big. I hope that the...
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Okay,
it's easy.
The
easy
game
win.
ended at the right time because our De Grosse was a bit almost hit by my torpedoes, and I would have been a Conway, and that would have been a very shameful display.
Yeah, and I saw a comment here from who was it? I think J Crawl, who says, "What? They are not pushing. I can't see why." I know what you're referring to with the Deadeye skill, but look at what this is exactly what I've been talking about the last few streams. I know that quite a few don't like the Deadeye skill. I'm not using it on a lot of battleships because I don't see the point on some of the builds, but if you use the Deadeye skill and you don't push, you will lose the games. It's just like, like using, for example, survivability expert on your battleship in the previous commander skill system. While you might pick this and it gives you the option to use a certain aspect of the commander skills to your advantage, like, for example, having a better accuracy on range, doesn't mean you should go for it, or you need to stay on range just to use that skill and throw everything out of the window in terms of how to play the game. It's like you can use it, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't push at a certain point to win the game. And that's just the way it is. Obviously, our battleships were pushing, so it's not like all battleships are suddenly deciding, you know what, I'm not going to move from my spawn with the W button, but only with the S button. You need to adapt, and you need to. Situational awareness will win you games.
Yeah, I mean, especially in this game, you could see the Aegir and who was that with them on the right flank, just pushing basically to enemy spawn, and yeah.
Yes.
So thanks, Pneumokoge, for your company, and let's invite someone else.
Yes, we'll invite Karamba1, who messaged us.
Okay.
Ulbricht, I'm checking with the developers about the turret traverse. What does the data say about demolition expert and win rate, if that is what you're asking? I don't know yet. It will take a bit of time for the data to settle down, because obviously for the first 2-3 weeks, a lot of people will try to use new skills and figure out which ones work for them, which ones don't work for them. And then, people will have their builds, especially then in 10.1, what they figured out is working the best for them. And then we can see how it actually affects, the meta, the gameplay, the stats, and then we can probably have a better overview of what's actually going on. And Voxia says, push how? You took away the secondaries, you nerfed Superintendent, you'll get burned down by sniping Thunderers and Conquerors before you get to the caps, not to mention CVs. So Thunderers and Conquerors were in the game already before. And while they might be now slightly more accurate because of a 10% buff to the dispersion, that is not a huge significant change to how they were played before. In terms of secondaries, the secondaries, especially on, for example, German ships, are slightly less accurate as they were before, but they have an increased range and you can shoot several targets at the same time. Obviously, a lot of people are trying Deadeye right now, and some people are sitting further in the back. But the secondary builds have always been situational. And if we need to make changes, because, let's say we would see that there's a significant drop in performance from secondary builds and secondary focused ships, we will do something. This is something we've highlighted before. But give us a bit of time to look at what's happening before making premature decisions, and then we have to take them back. And we take some time to look at the data because we want to make an educated decision about how to approach making balance changes and not just do it left and right and have to redo them in a few weeks.
And the same actually goes to Tanui's question on YouTube. Hello, Mr. Crysantos. Do you now have enough data on Mysore, and will she get any buffs? We are collecting the data. I mean, Mysore was it entered the sales last week. So that's not really long enough time period to see how she's doing.
Yes, also keep in mind that the Mysore has a different playstyle, because I remember that you brought this up last week, and because you think it should have torpedoes, as most other British cruisers. But you have to keep in mind that the playstyle is a bit different, with the feature of having a crawling, creeping smoke, right, instead of just sitting in your smoke stationary. So with this feature in mind, we'll take a look at it, but overall, I wouldn't expect her to get suddenly torpedoes. So, we're playing tier 8, so let me take a look at what I'm going to play. What are you going to play, Mr. Tuccy? Do you already have...
I'm not sure. I'm considering Odin.
Okay, then I will pick a cruiser, because I like to find something that is a good addition to that combo. And I might be tempted to play a Bayard. Chad, what do you think? Tier 8. Where's Conway? Conway is sick today, so he's currently at home and hopefully getting better and is resting. And Killburn Fighter, that depends on the change that we would apply. So I can't give you like a straight up answer for this because it really depends on the situation. And Kimse Bimse says, can you take a look at the matchmaking system? I'm tired when playing tier 7, I'm up against tier 9 ships. That's part of the game though. The whole game balance is with that aspect in mind that you get to be in a +-2 matchmaking, at least starting from tier 5 and above, right? On tier 1 to tier 4, you have a +-1 matchmaking. And what we introduced actually, by now, it must be 2 years ago, Marek, right? So we had 2 years ago, we introduced a change where we actually limited the amount of battles after a certain calibration phase because the system has to take into account like what kind of tiers you played. Or let's say you play tier 7, it takes a certain amount of battles to calibrate the algorithm that will then limit the amount of battles where you will be the low tier ship. So roughly 40% of the times after the calibration phase, you will potentially be facing like higher tier ships, and otherwise you will be either on the same tier or a higher tier. So that's the change we introduced because back then we saw a lot of feedback about tier 8 ships, for example, and that should help you. So if you're feeling like this right now, then in the near future you should actually be more on the top tier side instead of the low tier side or the bottom tier side. Users G. Allen says a new Azure Lane collaboration. Player base wants to hear Wahaha from Yuki Kaze. I'm sure that you would like to, and as soon as we have any news about a potential collaboration, we'll be happy to share it with you. And you know what? I'm actually going to play my
so does that
Moppy.
algorithm not work if you change tier around while playing? No, it doesn't matter whether you change tier around or not. It's just that it takes several battles on that tier, and basically after you do them, the system can calibrate and make sure that it works properly.
Exactly. So I can actually use this again. Yeah, so like, don't be afraid to switch tiers. It's just that on that tier, it takes a certain amount of time for it to calibrate, and then you can play, which should be around, I think it was like 20 to 30 battles, actually. And Rex the Man is asking, hey, World of Warships, I need your help. Do I get Günther Lütjens or the Salem? Got the Des Moines and Alaska. Not sure I'll need the Salem. So the Salem is not that different in terms of playstyle. Compared to Des Moines. Because it has a similar playstyle. It gets a shorter range radar, but it gets a crazy heal. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, then definitely get the Des Moines, the Salem. Because it kind of follows the same pattern of playstyle. You won't have that strong of a radar, but you have a better heal. So it's a great ship. But it can be very situational.
What is our plan?
What is our plan? Our plan is to actually go and potentially help C, because on B we already have the T-61. So I would say we play around C.
Okay. Well, I mean, suits me fine. There's plenty of islands for cover.
Do you have Discord on, Mr. Tuccy? If you do, please disable it. Please stop making me check my Discord, Painzor. This is a very elaborate plan of ours to, troll you a bit. Heldentod, well, I mean, of course we could leave it completely for free to reset commanders, but it's one of the aspects of the game that we monetize. And while we're happy to give out a free respec, when we make bigger changes, so you get to play around with it and make an educated decision about how to spec your ships. Overall, this is something that we kind of have to monetize to be able to keep the game running. And Captain Klosans, please report this to our customer support, and we'll be happy to take a look at it. What can we get during the new early access of Italian BBs?
Almost everything.
Yes. Look, I can, after this match, we can actually take a quick look at the developer bulletin for update 0.10.1. And there you can find a lot of information already about what's going to be possible and whatnot.
Oh.
Double fire, wow.
Oh, on you?
Yep.
Oh, but the Algeria should pay.
Oh, yes, he's paying a very, very heavy price here. Caramba, you should be fine there, right?
Let's hope so.
I think the Azuri is not going to survive this turn.
Well, I was hoping for a second citadel, but unfortunately not this time. Oh, there's the Z23.
And Eferos, look, I'll show it to you, and you can decide for yourself whether you like it or not. But I think that Italian early access is probably one of the best we ever made. So I think it's something to really look forward to. Okay, the Z23 seems to be up there.
Yeah, it was spotted. Oh, no, the Z23 is around the cap.
Mm-hmm.
It's the cloud of smoke.
Well, the Westeros is over there, so I don't know what else is supposed to be up there, what our friend was highlighting.
Maybe he just wants us to go there, or he's alerting us that the enemy is going there.
Mm-hmm. Soon TM I will be in a position where I can counter most of the things here. Caramba, are you still blocked? Okay, we will radar soon. Just to show this from my point of view here. So I'm pushing into this position, then potentially we'll be able to actually radar. Oh, the Westeros is gone, and then now we'll push this button, and the set is visible. And he'll probably going to panic, and I hope our team will be able to apply some damage. Otherwise,
I
the
won't be
benefit is
able,
here, obviously,
unfortunately.
we get to cap. Oh, who touched that Ismail?
I don't know, but
It must have been the Hood or the Normandy. But that looked like most of his HP just
yes,
evaporating.
That was pretty deadly.
Oh, it is in Massachusetts. So we're going to turn the other way here because there's a lot of firepower coming around this corner.
Yeah, I think I'll go through the...
The set is here, so I'll pop Hydro.
Oh, there's another Algeria.
Mm-hmm. Should be able to turn here, and then we'll try to fire through that small window here.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert.
This is no, Massachusetts. Don't you dare doing this. Give me a minute until radar again. So
Yeah.
I'll switch over to your point of view.
Well, I'm now kind of scouting for myself. So
Well, the set is coming back.
Yes.
Just be careful.
I've turned on the hydro.
I might actually do a dangerous push here soon. Okay, torpedoes are spotted.
Yep.
How come the game is newbie friendly? Every reward needs a tier 5+ to work for.
Ouch! Caramba ate the torpedo.
Ouch. That's unfortunate. I would disagree with this statement. Yes, a lot of missions are for tier 5 and above, but if you play as a newbie, you have all of the campaigns available in the beginning. There are a lot of newbie rewards, especially when you start playing. I noticed because I actually started playing. Oh, that Fiji took a lot of damage here, because I started playing North American count roughly like a year ago, and the amount of stuff you get just for playing the game is crazy, and getting to tier 5 is not very difficult at this point, because you get a lot of
Right
economical
now in a
boosters.
pretty bad position here.
Okay,
but-
can you... Well, you have the HP to probably turn without paying too much of a price. I
Hopefully, but there's
unfortunately
also-
cannot just
There's
push
also
into
the
this.
Z.
Mm-hmm. Is your Hydra active right now?
Yes, but it's finishing.
If it wasn't for that full HP Massachusetts, I'd be very happy to push in here.
Yeah.
I mean, the Ismail, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's ruin the day of the set a bit. Let's focus on the Algerie. Is Zoma's going away permanently or just temporarily like Black, for example? Well, we're not going to remove her permanently, but she's not going to be available anytime soon. So I don't know when and how she will return. So for now, just consider her like not available in the game for the foreseeable future.
Ah, there's the Algeria.
Mm-hmm. Turning my turrets, and then we'll see where the set is at.
The Z is
Oh,
launching
undetected.
torpedoes.
There we go. There's the set. Hello. Full set. This is not the best place to be at when it comes to playing against.
I guess
a
I will
Cleveland-class
eat one
cruiser.
torpedo. Oh no, they ran out.
Okay, there we go. Then
That
we'll just
is
check whether he
down.
launched
The
torpedo
mass. I just dodged his torpedoes, so
links. Okay, good.
torpedo-wise, we are pretty safe.
Okay, let's do something about the Algerie here.
Yeah, and I'll turn nose in against the Massachusetts if I survive this turn.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be problematic for me.
No, it's. Keep
No,
the-
I mean the Massachusetts coming in here is a bit problematic.
Well, yeah,
for me.
but I'm already trying to keeping him busy and yeah, time to play Destroyer Odin.
Good. I'll push his broadside. Just those secondaries are going to do nasty things to me.
He's looking at me, so at least
Yeah,
his
his secondaries
main-
are on me. This is where it's definitely going to help him being able to shoot several targets if something else is popping up. So far, so good. Now his turrets are turning towards me. Oh, I've been here too aggressive. Don't do it. I'm too young. Are your torpedoes going to get him?
Those are not my torpedoes.
Ah, there was CV torpedoes. Okay.
But we are definitely hurting him and come on, sink already.
Yes, I agree.
Yes, and now the Algeria.
Mm-hmm. I didn't pay attention to the CV. See what we can do here. An angle against. Oh, it's reversing actually. Oh, I lost my rudder. That's not nice. Okay, we set him on fire and then maybe we can set some
Oh,
fire.
Ismail. Come on, it's like they are eating all the things I prepare for you.
Yes? You're a great chef, by the way. Great chef. I fully approve. Where's Connie? Oh god, you shouldn't have said that. I will definitely tease him with this. Where's Connie? Connie is sick.
Yes.
Okay.
Wasn't there a new Stellaris update or something?
Oh,
no, then you would be sick as well, right?
Then I would be sick as well. Don't do it, Leon. I'm too young. I'm too young to suffer
Then
this fate.
don't push. Let me take the damage.
It's okay. The game's almost over. I have a double fire and I'm going to be probably out of the game here. Yes. But at least we got back to some damage here. And the fire is ticking on him. So good job. Good job. He's a sick puppy. Yes. With puppy eyes. I will pay 20 for bathtub battle standalone game. Look, I love that mode as well. Unfortunately, the game has evolved a lot since that mode was in the game, and it's not very easy to get it back. We basically have to do it almost from scratch, so it's not that easy. Any plans on any new operations coming our way? Glitching out is asking. Not in the foreseeable future. but I hope midterm future we might be able to have more PvE content. Hello, Mr. Stats, Mr. Santos, Mr. Tuccy. If you ever use one of my ideas on the forums, will you post it there so I can tell my classmates? Thank you very much. Yeah, King TS, we can do that. And Lee Benson on YouTube is asking, can we get a way of labeling commanders for the type of battle they are used for, please? Not in the works right now, but I'll be happy to suggest it internally. Play Warspite with Deadeye. It's absolutely filthy. Oh, I haven't played the Warspite in ages. Might try that. I actually got to the Vermont recently. I was positively surprised by the Minnesota because I did not enjoy the Kansas at all. The Vermont hurts like a truck. But good game. I think we did a good job here. And overall, fun.
Look who has the highest XP.
Well, it's Weep Cleveland.
Yeah, and
does
all
of the right things.
I have to compliment the North Carolina and Zara because I mean, usually when teams split, it's not really that nice, but well, we managed to pull it off. And thanks, Karamba, for carrying us.
Exactly. So, Karamba, thank you very much for playing with us. Let's see who wanted to play with us as well.
I have E-Sniper poking me.
Okay, I have a lot of people actually lining up here. So we had Pneumo Cock already. I think we played with 9,900 games last week. And Ramses contacted us, so we'll invite him as well. We can play actually tier 10. I don't mind playing, actually talking about Vermont. I might just queue in a Vermont battle.
In what?
Tier 10.
Oh, Vermont.
Vermont.
I understood remote battle, so I was like...
remote, yeah, it's kind of like a remote battle with the Vermont anyway.
Oh, Thunder Vermont, so I guess I will take some fun DD.
Yeah. So, there were a few questions I wanted to address. So the first one was from Katakoi Senos. He says, is there a chance to get replays to show the truth of players using not good behavior when you cannot prove this? So you can find all of your replays in your World of Warships folder because there's a folder called replays and it will save automatically the last 30 replays. And you can even kill that limit and just have unlimited replays. So this is where you can find it, and then you can send it to us if you have a player, for example, like misbehaving very badly. You can send it to our customer support and we will take a look at this.
Nate Hyper 1. When we get other tiers, when we get other tiers to start getting filling the Commonwealth Tech tree because the Perf shouldn't be the only ship there. Well, Perf isn't the only ship there. Just last week we added Mysore.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand your problem. Like, if you don't have access to if you don't have a ship from that branch, you cannot access the commander. We are aware of this, and we pass this along. Right now, we don't really have a fix for this.
Yes, but it's the same with the question about the indication for when skills are active, such as Deadeye or other conditional skills. We are working on that as well, and hopefully that will come because. Well. Yeah.
But I mean, so for me, just to understand it, if you don't have any Commonwealth ship, you shouldn't have been able to skill the commander because you wouldn't have had access to him also in the old system. But what you can do is on the portal, you have a button to reset all commander skills. I'm not sure whether it's still active. Yeah, I'm not sure. But if you if this is a big problem for you, send me a PM and I'll see whether I can help you. But otherwise, currently in the system that we have, there's no possible way for you to access this commander. We know it's a pain point, and I hope we can find a solution for this in the future. What I wanted to show here in the meantime, because we were talking about this in the last match, and the question was, so what can we get as a player in terms of early access for the Italian battleships? So what we're going to introduce for the early access for Italian battleships is going to be new temporary resource, Italian tokens. This is nothing new. You can get the permanent camouflage for Andrea Doria, special signals, and the final reward for completing the last combat mission group will be the tier 7, the Francesco Caracciolo. So this is already, you can get to tier 7 just by playing, and you will be able to get the Italian tokens by completing the special chains of combat missions. We also have random bundles available for doubloons. There are going to be free random bundles and bundles that are available in exchange for recruitment points in the armory. And we also will have, for the next update, again, combat missions where you can earn additional tokens. And as we say here, we have sequentially opened bundles for tier 4, 5, 6, and tier 8 Italian battleships. So you can get there by playing them. So tier 4, tier 5, tier 6, and tier 7, if you do the missions and if you're halfway active, you're definitely going to get some early access and probably you're going to end up somewhere on mid tier. The tier 9 will only be available through the random bundles, and tier 8 you will be able to get with probably a mix of both. So I think overall, it should be very good. You get quite far in the tech tree already just by playing in the next update. And then that should make your life much easier when you participate here. And here, for example, you see the permanent camouflages that we've been talking about, plus the port. So go check out the changes we made to the Taranto port.
The port looks kind of like a cutscene from Civilization or something.
Yes, absolutely. So this is what you're going to get. Obviously, all of the details with the numbers, like how many tokens it takes you to get to tier 4, tier 5, tier 6, tier 7, tier 8, that will be covered in one of the upcoming publications about this topic. But I think overall, it should be very nice. And also the amount of tokens that you get, for example, is very, very, very friendly. So I think it's going to be a really, really good early access. I'm looking forward to this very, very much.
Okay, what are you Vermonting in?
Oh, I'm Vermonting. Yes, sorry. So I will just
To battle.
Yes, push the battle button. And then there was a related question here from Tasman. If we have gotten the tier for Italian BB, how does it work with the patch? So what does it do? You already have the ship. So once you unlock it as a sequential bundle, you will get its value in credits back, and you will get the port slot in the commander.
Jacob Blonesberry, this is a very frequent question, like when is the USS New Jersey and the USS Wisconsin and USS Washington coming, and also when are we gonna see more World War I ships and historical ships, like more super dreadnoughts? The problem is often that, for example, the ships that you named are already sister ships of ships we have in game, so basically if we don't want to have a exact clone, which is not that enticing, we need to think about how to make them somehow special, somehow different, because you already have a North Carolina, so.
Yep. There was a question here. Now I lost it. When will we have these, like the Captain Jersey Schwersky available again? Potentially in the future, but I don't know when yet. But usually it takes a few months. I know this campaign hasn't been available for a very long time, but very long time. I guess like 8-9 months. But I can check. But at some point it should be available again.
Where are we going?
Where are we going? Well, I'm not going to push in too hard. We don't have any radar on the enemy team because they have Hindenburg South Smolensk. So you can actually go into B, but B is a very small cap, and they do have a Shimmer, Gearing, Harugumo, and Halland. So you got to be careful. But you do have the Des Moines as backup. I'm not going to push in too hard in the Vermont because I'm not a good brawling BB. I'm going to still support you.
Yeah, I'm not planning into pushing into B. I want to troll around and spot at least until I see where they are going.
And Cookie Crunch is asking about any news regarding the next season for Ranked. So we don't have the date yet. It's not going to be in the future too far away. So you can expect it soon. And all of the news regarding this, we already published what we could on the dev blog, as far as I remember.
Hindenburg is there in the back. Mm-hmm. And there is Vermont. Vermont.
Yes.
I don't know. I have a tendency with I blame Mr.
Vermont.
Yeah, I blame Mr. Crysantos. I have a tendency to pronounce Vermont with a French pronunciation.
That's okay. I'll take the blame.
And blame me if you hear anyone calling Hindenburg the Hindenburg.
That is not acceptable, by the way.
And also, there's the Prince Eugene, right?
No comment.
Oh, their thunder is one of their thunders at least is actually looks like it's pushing.
he allowed to do that?
I'm not sure.
The Bourgogne is also quite pushy.
And there's the Harugumo.
Okay, let's see what we can do about him.
Probably nothing, but he spotted my torpedoes. That's
Okay. Let's highlight him. It's always good to highlight enemy targets so that they can be taken care of. Oh, there's a Sao. Hindenburg. Oh, the Hindenburg. Okay, let's see. Hindenburg. How much attention are you paying to the game? Oh, well, there's a Shimmer. Let's highlight him. Any news on asymmetric coming back? So we shared some news about how asymmetric battles might come back. For example, what we talked about in the Waterline video, the latest one in terms of, let's say, for example, nation versus nation battles. But we don't have any like more detailed news at this point. But as soon as we do, we'll let you know.
the Thunder
But
is showing
you can
all sorts
expect
of
more of this.
broadside.
Oh yes, shots are out.
And there's also a Bourgogne.
Mm-hmm. But he has a much better angle than this Thunderer, and I hope the Thunderer, well, at least a double penetration. We'll take it. Oh, watch out, Ramses. I'm going to start turning here because there are going to be definitely torpedoings in the water. It's sometimes really hard to see in the thunderstorm. And I'm kind of sad that the Thunderstorm M front was actually renamed to Thunderstorm front. I thought it had a bit of a charm to have the Thunderstorm M.
The M front.
Could have been upgraded to Thunderstorm L.
Thunderstorm XXL.
Mm-hmm. Oh, our Kurfürst is taking some torpedoes. No, actually, only one. It's good.
Lord.
Oh, our Shimmer. Well, Smolensk and Shimmer mutual annihilation. Not the worst trade.
Oh, there is a Harugumo.
Okay, that's what I've talked about. We got the torpedoings here. And we got the Vermont. It's turning.
Oh, and Shima is now here.
And real Pixadasso, exactly what I said. Currently, unfortunately, we don't have any news on this. But I hope in the foreseeable future. Because it is something that we're working on. So I hope, and I think it has a lot of potential. So I'm very, very eager to see more of this. Oh, is there a broadsided Thunderer? Broadsided Kremlin? With those guns, we should be able to at least...
Oh, it
Hurt
seems
him a
the
bit.
enemies didn't have anything better to do than to start shooting at
It's
me.
not good in the front. Can we have some damage? Yep, we'll take 26k. Definitely take that. Just a bit concerned about the torpedoes here from Haru and Shima.
Okay. the
And Vitam,
torpedoes.
Rosemark. RNG is good. Well, RNG always is, a bit of a random factor.
Okay, it seems they still want me dead, even though I'm not there anymore.
Okay, I gotta make a bit of a turn here. Probably take a bit of damage. Thunder accelerated out of this. You look quite slow.
So did the Kremlin.
Oh, there's the Shimmer. If we have shots.
Nope.
Yeah, I can see where you're at. But I hope... Oh, is our Shimmer picking that fight? Great. Good job, Shimmer. I like that Shimmer.
Why
You get a
is-
+1. Shimmers that use their guns, not a very common sight in our game, and I always love it when it happens. Unfortunately, he also paid the blood price, but at least that takes away that DD. And then gotta do my part, gotta try to hit the Harugumo.
Yeah. I mean, the Harugumo
So-
is making it easy. He was just shooting.
I didn't get lucky.
Ah.
So Ramses, I would actually turn in here a bit, at least to have a better angle here. So you can kite away. I'll try to brawl a bit. We got The Haruguma is low in HP. He can try to farm us in smoke, but it's also limited.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Thunder is turning broadside. And 16 kilometers.
And
we should be
there's the
able to hit
gearing in
him.
B. I think I'll head there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so far this battle is not really too good for me in the terms of damage dealt, but... Oh.
Boom. Yeah, Vermont is like I don't like the playstyle too much because it's a bit passive in the sense that you're not as flexible in where you want to be on the map. But the guns are so rewarding. So let's see. Oh, are you turning right now? That's nice timing.
Oh crap, Bourgogne.
Can we get a good salvo here, please? Pretty please. Oh, look at
Okay,
this. Look at this.
this
Okay,
is not
25,000.
good.
Take it.
I'm locked here on a collision course with the Bourgogne.
Oh. Can you take him out? Let's actually take a look at your gameplay. Oh, can you get the torpedoes off? Second set.
I somehow thought that it was a gearing capping here.
Okay, well, that's okay. If you can get the Bourgogne, then that's a good trade.
Yes, I did trade myself for Bourgogne. But I'm not happy about it because, like, yeah, it was a nasty surprise. It was a rude surprise. I don't like rude surprises. And I think we can switch to your...
Oh, yes, we can do this. I'm actually switching to HE because the Vermont has a good angle on me. And oh, Ramses, you got
Blubbed.
blubbed. Well, you know, Vermont does have really good guns, and I guess the Thunderer Vermont combination did its job. Okay, let's see whether we can bait him into turning broadside after shooting HE. Come on, Sierra, you... Or otherwise we'll just shoot the Thunderer or the Sow.
But I mean, again, like, they're... Apart from the Bourgogne, their battleships were playing fairly passively, and...
Yeah, playing passively usually doesn't win you the game because you don't have any control over the caps, and that's exactly what we do. Look at our battleships pushing here. I like it a lot. Vermont doesn't really want to show us broadside. Can we get a good hit here? 7k. I'll take it for now. I would have liked, like, if I would have aimed slightly further. Might have done something, and Vermont, yes.
Their gearing seems to have triggered our guy's fury, because he's now under nice deluge of shells. Yeah, gearing is gone, so all they have left are the two battleships and the Zao.
Okay.
And you still have quite a lot of hit points.
Yes. Yeah. We'll take the 10k here. And then he will have to make a decision what to angle against. Because he has to angle against me and the Kremlin and the Ohio. This is going to cost me a bit of health, but it's okay.
Yeah, it seems that... Ooh.
He's making the turn, and I want to punish him for this.
Well, it seems that he's now in a world over from both sides at the same time, so...
Yeah, that's exactly the point. Like, he's now in a position where he cannot really do that much, and it's only 22k. I was hoping for more. I'm probably going to...
Yeah, you are paying, but
it's okay. I wouldn't make this turn for the greedy move because of like if the game would be closer, but we're definitely winning this one, so I can afford
and you are probably surviving this one.
Yeah, but that's not my goal.
Dinosaur 24, is
trading.
he using the die now? No, he cannot be using the die.
Well, this is actually a Deadeye build. But Deadeye is not active because I was too close to the enemy, and this is the point that I want to make. Even this is true for both a secondary build and a Deadeye build. Just because you have a build that gives you an advantage in certain situations doesn't mean you shouldn't play the game in a way that if the situation requires you to change your playstyle, to not do it just because these skills exist. So if I'm, for example, a Deadeye battleship, yes, I could have fallen back, but I wanted to support whatever is going on that cap. So I was moving closer. And if you, for example, have a secondary build, but you realize that the situation is simply not giving you a good opportunity to leverage that, then don't do it.
I actually didn't notice at the beginning of the game.
Oh, Lord of Droid was with us in the game?
Yeah, Lord of Droid was actually that Kremlin.
Ah, good job. I should report him, but that might give me a problem tomorrow at work. No, plays well. I hope you know Lord of Droid. He's here with us. He's actually the boss of our European team, and he hasn't been on stream in a longer time, but I think he's going to join us soon again.
Yes. And that was a nice push from him.
Yeah. So, also good job here from the Des Moines. I'll just give him a +1. I liked the way he pushed in there. And what else are we going to play? So, Ramses, thank you very much for playing with us. It was fun. Good job on our flank. And then we already played with you. We played with you. Who were you?
We have the E-Sniper who poked me, if you can find him.
Okay, then we have a question here for German battleship. Schnittlauch design, can I turn around with you? This is probably one of the easily spottable here that this is a German sentence because eine Runde miteinander drehen. Of course, Schnittlauch, you can be with us.
What does it mean, Schnittlauch?
Schnittlauch, it's a herb. What is it in English? Is it I would have to look it up quickly. I don't remember what Schnittlauch is. Chat, help me. Some German will be in chat. And there was a question here from Love Anime. Can you help me understand how German BBs work and what should I go for and not? Take the Bismarck as an example. Okay, so let me show you the Bismarck. Chives, thank you very much. Chives, thank you very much. So his name is UR Chives in a funny way of writing it in German because it's Chives UR. So a little bit of Yoda talk. So let's talk about a ship like the Bismarck. How would you build a Bismarck? What's good about the Bismarck? What's bad about the Bismarck? So if you're curious, like, okay, how do German BBs work? By the way,
what are we playing?
You pick, but we can actually play tier 8. I don't mind.
Let's ask Schnittlauch.
Schnittlauch, you decide.
Yes.
So if you take a look at German battleships, one thing you have to be aware of that they have a really good armor pattern, and it's very hard to citadel them because of turtleback armor. Because it's going to be very hard for you to get to the citadel in the way these ships are armored. So this is one of the big strengths of the German battleships, that they are able to brawl, not just because they have secondaries, but because of the way they're constructed in terms of armor. So this is something that you can utilize when playing the Bismarck. Overall, you don't have the best torpedo protection. So
tier 9.
Tier 9? Sure.
999!
This is something you just have to be aware of, that your torpedo protection is not the best. You also have guns that are not the most accurate. They still do the job. Just be aware of that it's not going to be on a level of other battleships sometimes in terms of accuracy. You do have really decent secondary armament, and you can actually boost that up with commander skills. And this is a lot of the discussions you might have seen in chat is about what builds are very efficient. And because we made some changes to the commander skill system, so let me take, for example, Günther Lütjens. I think actually, let's not retrain him for now. Let me take my Tirpitz commander. So you can go for several skills that will actually help you improve your secondaries. So for example, you can go for the long-range secondary battery shells, which gives you a 20% boost. So let's actually go for this. Let's go for faster turret traverse. And then you can actually see this here. This will be buffed to 10.9 kilometers. And then you would have additional skills that would help you even more with secondaries. These are conditional skills, though. For example, the close quarters combat expert, where you get a secondary battery reload time boost, which is nice to have as a standard. And if you are, and this is what the text says, right, increases the reload speed of the main battery after an enemy has been spotted within the firing range of your ship's secondary battery, which will give you another boost but to your main battery. You can also use the improved secondary battery aiming, and this is where a lot of discussions are actually coming from, because this used to be a skill where you select a target with the left control and mouse button click, And that would give you a 60% boost from tier 7 up for the secondaries. Now, we reworked this because it only worked for the highlighted target, and otherwise the secondaries wouldn't shoot. Now, it's going to shoot at multiple targets, also on the other side, and you can still select a priority target. And the maximum dispersion is only 35%. But for German battleships, because there was a lot of feedback actually coming from the community about German battleships and concerns about how this might affect their performance, we actually buffed the German secondary accuracy so that if you get all of the skills combined, you would have a 50% buff versus, let's say, 60% roughly, roughly speaking. But what we did is we increased the range of secondaries for most of the ships. So you actually have a higher range for these ships compared to what was possible in the old system. But, I mean, keep in mind that, a secondary build is very situational sometimes, and you won't always be able to use it to its maximum efficiency. It really depends on how the game is played, how you play, for example, in your division, or how you play personally. It is a situational build, just like it was before.
So now, please pick a tier 9.
Yes, sorry, I was explaining. And I hope, Love Enemy, that this was a bit of an introduction to German battleships. They're obviously each ship in the German battleship branch plays slightly differently, but overall the concept is the same. So we have Pommern and Neustrashimi. Oh, so I could actually play a cruiser, and the question is which cruiser to play. I haven't. Well, actually, Alaska. I could use. I can see this was
Also,
not
there
built,
was
not built for the Alaska, but I'm not going to spend the time now to rebuild him. I'll just take the Alaska as is into the game.
There was a question in the chat. What is your most played ship? So I just checked, and for me, it's Fletcher.
I mean, you can check this on the portal, and let me just quickly switch over to your point of view and open up the portal. My most played ship is. It should still be the Montana for me. But let me quickly confirm.
Let us play.
Yes. Give me a second. I can only do one thing at a time, but I can definitely push that battle button.
Yeah.
And then you can. This is something like if you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can always check it out on the homepage. And you can just go to players. Once you're logged in, you will see your own profile. And you will see, interesting stats about your account. And one of them is, for example, you can go into detailed statistics, see roughly like what you did in the lifetime of your account. And you can click, for example, on warships. And on warships, you will then, once the page loads, because I have like over 400 ships, so this will take 1 second, it will show you the most played ships. And actually for me, as you can see, these are my 3 favorite ships, at least over the course of the last 5 years, with the Kutuzov having like 700 battles in the Montana. I think I have like 674, so it's very close. And then my old Cleveland, which is still my favorite ship in the game that doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, yeah.
In the sense
by
that
the way,
it was
the game is up.
Okay.
What are we doing?
How to hide your profile? You can also do this in that section. Nice matchmaking.
Are we doing the AB?
Yeah, we can do AB. I'll do my
case-
best to support here on B. The good thing is that we are pretty much top tier, which gives us good matchmaking, right? So we'll try to support the Neustrashimi on B. A ship like the Alaska will also do well on this position here, but you have to be careful because you're kind of locked into that position. It's hard to get out of it sometimes.
Yeah, I guess I could try to go through the gap on the F line into the B. Or rather...
Oh, the Biska is actually joining you, even though I would like the Biska to go for C. We need Deadeye for destroyers. A low speed, high drag. I don't think that would be a very good pick. That would probably not be very efficient.
Any chance that you add or remove skills instead of tweaking the numbers only? Well, I mean, the new system allows us to actually add skills if needed, but we will see. The same with removal. I mean, especially removal is obviously quite extreme measure, so.
Okay, let me see, because the enemy DD might be trying to get into that position here on the B island,
And there he is.
Yes. At some point, you know where the enemy ships are at, and I don't think I will be able to hit. Oh, am I able to hit the Kitakaze? We'll switch to AG.
I will be able to hit him.
Oh, slightly. I mean, he's now in the radar position. I'm going to highlight him because this is something that everybody can shoot him, you know? And we should. The Kitakaze is a very, very strong DD. And we have a limited amount of time to be able to shoot him. So we should definitely do that. Okay, we got his torpedo tubes. We need to use the rear turret. And this is why you have to be careful. That position is very strong, but as a destroyer, you always have to be aware of this position is usually taken by cruisers, and that cruisers will take that spot to prevent exactly this from happening. And we get the Kitakaze. Good job. Which opens up the B camp to Schnittlauch and Miskavica, and will also give us more opportunities to then shift our attention to the C camp.
I pushed a bit too much though. 8-1 torpedo, but well.
Okay, I might actually, so what else do we have? München, down there we have the Mars, Neptune, so we'll help with, oh, the Neptune is gone already, so we might actually push up to help with the sea cap. Just curious how, oh, okay, you're pushing in, so I'm going to...
Well, I have to get into the cover because
yep.
Everyone and their dog wants a piece of me.
There's a Tallinn.
Yeah. Oh. This is not good.
No.
I pushed
pushing
a bit
pushing
too
solo
much.
is usually not a good idea. The Pommern is a really good ship to push, but especially if you see that your entire flank is kind of moving, repositioning.
The problem is that by the time you see it, if you push, it's too late. Yeah.
So this is now the challenge that we
I
have.
potatoed.
That's fine. It happens to all of us. But this is always something you have to pay attention to. Like, what is the enemy team doing and what is your team doing, and then adjust yourselves. Like, we can see now they have a very, very strong flank here, and we will have to stop them somehow. We are going to win A, and our main objective is going to be to defend the B cap.
Yep.
Please play Immermann, Crysantos. I can't. I wish I could. Well, actually, I don't wish I could because I'm not playing ZVs that much, but I would love to show it to you. So I will position probably around here. Kiting away would also be an option. Obiska, please don't take these torps. We need you. Good job.
But he's got managed to dodge.
Okay, Munich. Let's go. I hope Schnittlauch, you can do this. 2 overpens here. Good thing is that the enemy battleships are not in a position to punish me right now. Not even the Vladdy.
And there's the Jean Bart right behind the island, but...
Oof.
That München just ate...
Yeah, that was probably the Monarch.
Yep. A is secure, it seems.
Good. This is okay. And then we'll have to deal with these guys. Here we have the Minsk. Let me know when you need radar. And then we'll just make the lives of these ships as hard as possible. And pay the blood price to get this cap, if they want it. And they need it.
Guys, I see your fun discussion, but I didn't try to actually push to get into secondary range. I was trying to get in the island cover because I kind of overextended myself while hunting for a destroyer. But that was I mean, that's the problem that would be there before the rework as well, because basically, yeah, I was out of position because the rest of the flank went behind an island, kind of. And given the ships that were plastering me, I don't think they were benefiting at that moment from that either, because, well, they were all pretty close.
Oh, Xenop, yes, please push a bit. Please push a bit.
And this actually, yeah,
Like a fully broadsided Xenop, I should be able to sit at it.
you should be able.
Ah, I overpen. Like, I still remember there was like a funny moment in like a tier 7 ranked season when I was playing the Nelson and the Xenop was ballsy enough to show up fully broadsided, and I nuked him in a devastating strike. The tears were real. Seven and a half K, that's nice. Okay, the Jambin might be trying to go for either a drive-by or a ram. I'm happy to take the ram actually. And meanwhile deal some damage to, for example, the Xeno. Okay. Because I don't want to get a drive-by into me.
Well, the Jean Bar is...
What about you, buddy?
There are torpedoes from the new Strashimi, but...
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I didn't pay attention to chat here. That's why torpedoes from the second row are always tricky.
Well, but if they hit the mark, I'm not sure they will.
No, it puts me in an awkward position. Can we? He might nuke me. In a super awkward position, the Riga is going to push up to me. Oh, okay, this makes this fight a bit different. I hope he doesn't have the reload booster ready.
The frantic clicking, but he's gone.
Gone, good. And he flooded, actually.
Yep, the witch is dead.
Mm-hmm. So I hope I will escape the Riga. Nice, there we go. The Citadel. Let's radar for the Riga. The Riga is in retreat. Good. Tanked quite nicely. Xenop is turning away.
And the new Strashimi is going for the Riga, I guess.
Okay,
Sorry, not any new Strashimi, but Schnittlauch.
Oh, thank you for the smoke. Oh, the Xenop is going to evaporate soon, and you just have to be careful with the Riga.
Yes.
And the bloody... Can we?
Xenop is gone.
Radar. The Riga's probably going to try to angle here.
Yeah, he's going to hide behind the island.
Mm-hmm. This is going to hurt. We won't be able to do much on this angle, I think. Well, actually 8k, I'll take it. Nice. Okay. We're both going to get a salvo off. You might kill me with this one. No! We refuse to go down. 5.6 and... Can we get another salvo off? Hopefully.
Is it normal that radar can spot through the island?
Okay.
Yes, that's how the radar worked from the beginning. So
Got him!
in the game.
Alaska. Such a good ship.
Crysantos, you look like you don't want to be here. You are not enjoying yourself.
What do you mean I'm not
He is
enjoying myself?
enjoying
I'm
himself,
enjoying
but he's
myself. It's just a
fighting.
long day.
Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
Can you please show me how you set up your Kutuzov captain skills, please? Sure. I can show you this, but overall this was a pretty good game. Obviously we're also the top tier ship at all. Nice game. Here.
Not a good game for me, but well, yeah, I potatoed.
It happens, but this is, you know, as a division you always have to help each other, and we all make mistakes. Yes, absolutely.
No, but yeah.
So Schnittlauch, thank you for turning around with us. And I'll remove you from the division. I think we still have time for 2 more matches. I think.
Yeah, it's half past, so.
Yes, so I'll get you in. And then in terms
Charles Stormwall, any chance of giving a skill to cruisers like an expansion of Hydro or Radar to counteract the die? The die is great for BBs, but not everyone else. Well, I mean, those skills would, rather than counteracting the Deadeye, they would make life harder for destroyers. So I'm not sure they would. That would be the best way to counteract it, because after all, the destroyers are the one thing that can very well punish the camping camping BBs. Sorry, but maybe maybe we will find some interesting consumable for you.
Yep. So they were. Oh, Cookie Cruncher says, just treated myself with the Friesland. Can't stop smiling now. I just had my first round. Enjoy. The Friesland is such a great bully for cap zones. I'd love to play it. And our Straussy is asking, hey guys, sorry if you addressed this already, but is there any plan to make it easier to see your commander reserves and commander management? So I'm sure that this is something we're going to improve at some point in the future. We've already passed this along because it was one of the feedback points that you provided us with. And you're not the only person who feels this way. So I'm sure we're going to make some changes for this in the future. Just not sure when it's going to happen. But it's definitely an area where we can improve and have like a better interface where you have better access to your commanders as it is right now. And then there was a question here about the Kutuzov commander build. So this is, for example, the build I have right now. It really depends on what you want to do. And I think this is really a benefit of the new system where you can kind of focus on. You can decide what you want to focus on. So right now I have a build where I have Pyrotechnician to kind of help a bit with the problematic, I mean, it's a bit of a problematic part, right, for IFAG because it halves the chance of setting fires. And with the Kutuzov, this is definitely an important point to set fires, but I also want to be able to punch through certain armor. So that's why I took the inertia fuse for HE shells. Overall, I'm a cruiser player and I'm a cruiser main, and I love concealment because it gives me the option to pick my fights. But what you could do, if you don't want to go for, let's say, a classic build where you have grease the gears, you would have something like Pyrotechnician. Priority target is for me still important because I want to see how many people are paying attention to me. Adrenaline Rush is still a great skill because it gives you potentially up to 20% boost in main battery reload time and AA damage and so on. Superintendent gives you an additional smoke, especially for the Kutuzov. I think this is still very, very valid. But you could also go, for example, for the heavy HE and SAP shells. But since you have 152 millimeters, and that means that third line in that skill is being applied to your ship, the ship detectability will be increased by 15%. For me, not really worth it. You can try this out, though, and see whether this is a good pick for you. Overall, you see some other recommended skills, like, for example, Last Stand. It's a light cruiser, so your engine and rudder might be affected sometimes. But since you're in smoke, I would put that point rather in the faster turret traverse. And did you... Oh, our guest did not accept the invitation yet, so I think we'll remove 610H and go for 9,900 games if you still want to join. Otherwise, send me a message in-game. You can find my nickname.
9,900 games. Nice. What
pick a tier.
I already picked a tier. You didn't pick tier yet.
I picked the Vermont earlier. So, but okay, look, I'm happy to play tier 10 again.
Tier 10? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And then we'll see what we play. And but yeah, so what I wanted to address, because there were some questions around, so like, what about removing skills? What about adding skills? And Tuccy already addressed quite a bit of that. But overall, this is part of the reason why we made this rework, because it will make it much easier for us to, in the future, potentially to add more. To, for example, skills that will be beneficial to cruisers or to battleships or to DDs. Because in the old system, everything was in one table. And that meant that we had to always keep in mind that this skill might be applied to other ships. So it should be possible, but I don't know when this would happen. But it's definitely a possibility.
So apparently tier 8 for our division mate.
Okay, tier 8 is fine. Then I'll just pick a tier 8 ship. And Andrew Basti says, why not fix the bugs before killing the game? We're constantly fixing bugs. Nobody here wants to kill the game. No, we're always trying to make the game better, even if you might disagree with certain decisions that we make. Our intention is to make this game better and to have this game for a very long time. And this is our main motivation here. If you disagree with that, I'm very sorry. I hope you see the other side of the coin. But overall, bugs, if you see them, report them, and we'll do our best to fix them as soon as possible. And we're always every 4 weeks we have a major update, and we try to fix as many bugs as we can per update so that your gameplay experience is going to be a nice one. So, both of you are playing ADD, and I then might actually, you know what? I haven't played the Lenin in ages, and it might be a very nice battleship to support you.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. So my Lenin build is a bit more of a brawler build. Actually, I wanted to redistribute. Give me a second. So if you go, for example, through your commander build, you have several options, right? With the Lenin, I might go for not for consumable specialist. I think I'm still going to go for this one. Then I still like to have faster turrets, less fire duration, especially on a Soviet battleship. This is quite nice. Less fires. Then we have adrenaline rush, and the question is, what do we want to go for? We might be quite brawly, so we can go for close quarters combat for the main battery reload. Because our detectability is going to be this. I don't know. I'm not sure. You know what? We might actually go for enhanced torpedo protection or.
Ekaro, will you update the Japanese lines at all? Like
Actually,
cruisers
like
with the reaction on TTK, and games get decided so fast that they are subpar and in clear disadvantage to other lines. Well, apart from basic stats like win rate, we are also checking. For example, damage dealt, damage received, and stuff. So if we see that the Japanese cruisers are suffering from suddenly having too little damage because of shorter games, we might do something with them, but also bear in mind that we might not necessarily see that. Like every game change takes quite some time, like at least several weeks, more like several updates to settle. So. Like basically, we cannot really see the clear outcome after 1 or 2 weeks. That's
out of control. Razor says seems to be avoiding the going Deadeye. No, because I already played the Vermont with Deadeye. I don't mind picking it. With the Lenin, I'm just not sure because I like to play my Lenin quite pushy that I would get the most out of it, and I don't want to play it from max range. So that's just my personal pick. I'm like Lenin. Can also be built with Deadeye. I just prefer a different build. I actually tried it in the beginning of this update, but I wasn't the biggest fan. And there was another question here. How many battles in total have you played? Is King Waffles asking. For me, I think if I include all of the test ships and ranked seasons and so on, pretty sure I'm at like 15k battles by now. So that's quite a lot, I would say. And hey, it's Numbers is asking, hey, Wargaming, any plans to reintroduce the removed off-tier CVs? Yes, we still have that plan. But when and how? Like we want, like our concept that we have in mind is to have them as kind of like support CVs in the game. How we can do this, we will have to see. So it's something for, let's say, midterm future, not near-term future.
Zespet, yes. Why are you ignoring unpleasant questions from your customers?
Like what?
like what? We are talking about the skills like all the time, and the unpleasant questions are generally about Deadeye. Like, look, if you ask the same question in one stream several times, you probably won't get a different answer.
Yeah, like we try to have a variety of questions that we answer, and look, I think I've answered pretty much any question that you guys had over the past 3 years that we've been doing this. But if you keep repeating the same questions, I won't give you the same answer over and over and over again because I want to provide everybody who's coming here with an answer to their question, have a bit of variety in terms of answers and topics that we're covering. Oh, and Painter is saying they're ignoring my important questions about when are we going to get the Googly Eye perma camo. Yes, this is a question
we do. The Googly Eye guy.
Yes, that's Painzor.
I keep forgetting the name. Sorry, Painzor. I keep forgetting the name. I know you own it as the googly eye guy.
Googly eye guy. That you should definitely get a patent for this. When will you give Painzor VIP here? I can do this. Actually, I'm moving right now. I'm not spotted. So can I do this from here? Not right now. I'll have to do it separately. But yeah, Painzor now is a VIP here, or should be.
Oh, there's Alaska. So I shall abscond with haste.
Ooh, can we get a good salvo here? Oh no, I hope you're not abandoning this entire flank here. We also need some eyes here. Not the best salvo. There was a question here from Jester Sounds Gaming. Will you improve secondaries? Because German ships now feel really useless. You get punished for picking brawlers at the moment. So the thing is that we already made some changes before we released the update for German battleships in terms of like how much we improve their secondaries and their accuracy. Whether we're going to make more changes depends on how they perform in general. So there is a chance that we're going to do this if it's needed. But right now it's too early to say. I don't have the numbers with me, and I trust our balance team to make the right decisions.
Yamada is a bit in trouble.
Okay, I'll try to help. But yeah, overall, we're definitely open to this. This is something we highlighted in all of the publications as well, that we are aware of potential impact this might have on other ships. And we're doing our best to make sure that the impact is not going to be that big. So we just wait for data to make an educated decision and, not destroy something in the game. Oh, the Odin here is quite pushy. That was, I guess, the cheapest kill you can get.
Oh, the Miyoko?
Yeah. I finished him off. Look, removed DPM is good DPM.
Oh yeah, definitely. Center is ours.
Good. Just gotta be careful here with whom I'm showing my broadside. Oh, can I? Can I lob over? Can I lob over? Can I get... Nah, at least 10k. There you go, Alaska. Oh, the silly monkeys here. And now I need to be careful to not eat the torps. Ah, you didn't... Oh, sorry, you didn't see this. I just had a really good dodge. How's the game going for you over there?
Well, I'm trolling around the center.
Okay, you can actually come here because there's a lot of battleships to feast on.
I would, but there's a kind of a DD blocker.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's greatly reduced now that he ate one of the torpedoes. So yeah, I'll be heading your way.
Okay.
Actually, with a speed boost.
Engine boost activated.
Yeah, I know. I just...
Robert Shaver, my opinion. Skane, Åland, Östergötland, Halland should have 360 rotating turrets. Their main guns can go vertical for A, so why can't they 360? Pan-Euro DDs do need a little buff. I actually don't feel they need a buff. I'm playing them a lot and I'm enjoying them as they are. Their turret rotation is quite fast, and some of them actually do have 360 rotating turrets, like Åland. You can see it right here. And for those that don't, well, that depends also on their construction, and there's not much we can do with that.
Okay, there are definitely torpedoes in the water. Oh no, this is going to hurt a lot on my broadside. Oh, not what I wanted.
Okay, the Yugumo is here.
Torpedoes in the water. Tuccy, protect me!
I cannot. I'm dealing with a wild Yugumo here.
Okay.
And I'm radared, so that's not good.
I can try to help you with that Alaska if I can survive these torps. Oh, it's an Asashio torp. I'm so down.
Alaska is removed.
Oh, can I? Come on. Turn.
Oh! Oh, the Yugumo is the unluckiest Yugumo of all Yugumos because he ate second torpedo from me.
Okay.
That's I mean that's kind of like what people seem to forget often about the European DDs, that their torpedoes are very fast, so they are very good for hunting destroyers.
Engine boost deactivated.
Or maybe not hunting, but ambushing, but
Okay.
removing.
Stiliwangi coming in for the kill, huh? Okay, Kuznetsov, it's probably your time to do your job. Thank you. Yeah, this here is a bit of a pickle that I'm in.
Well, here as well. I have a lion pushing actually through here.
Can I get those juicy citadels? Nope. Stiliwangi is going for the torps now. Can we survive this salvo? Nope. Well, we did our part. We almost tanked 2 million potential damage, and I hope you guys are keeping the center, and then we should be
That's
fine.
a royal we.
Yes? Yes? Always. Can we get a new skill tree for heavy cruisers? Astro, Flexo, Phaser, no. And if you need to make changes, we will consider them. Do you feel the Thunderer is a bit too good in the current Deadeye meta? Well, it's definitely a good combination to have a Thunderer and Deadeye, and we'll have to see whether we have to change anything about that skill. But it's definitely a very popular ship right now.
Yes.
And a strong one. Are there any plans to modify the Atlantis? Hobby Dead Gaming asking. I have both versions of the ship, but it suffers quite a bit with its current stats. A bit discouraging when Turpid Secondaries has better range than Atlanta's primary. That is not the case because the Atlanta got a buff in terms of range. Basically, we rolled AFT into the Atlanta's range. So you do get 13.3 kilometers of range, which is not the range of Turpid Secondaries. With 11.1 kilometers, it can be definitely tricky. We understand that aspect also about the Flint, and we'll see whether we need to make changes there. But yeah, so if we see that is true for any ship, not just for the Atlanta, but there are certain ships like the Flint we have a specific eye on. If we need to make changes, we'll make them. We're waiting for data right now.
Critical engine damage.
And Goofer is asking, my friend wants ARP. The new player, when are ARP collab again? Well, I'm pretty sure there will be something else. And as soon as we can announce anything, we will let you know. And we would like to have also more Arpeggio content in the game. So just give us a bit of time, and as soon as we can, we'll update you. Thomas Mart is asking, any changes to better the secondaries? Not planned right now, which doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It's just that it's too early to say this at this moment, because we're just for context. Like, we've deployed this patch, right? It is a big change to the game. A lot of people are trying out the skills right now, which means they're not playing the way they would probably play with the experience of several months of playing with these changes. So that's why we're waiting a bit for the meta, people trying around with these skills, to wait for that meta to settle down a bit, and then we'll have more realistic stats, and then we can make changes based on this, which might affect skills or, for example, certain armaments like secondaries or ships like the Flint. So Ikaros asking, out of curiosity, when is this data going to show the devs they may require to make some sort of changes at all? Is that 1 month, 2 months, 6 months? It's tricky. It depends a bit on the amount of data that we have available and what we're talking about. If it's for a specific ship, it could be faster, but especially for systematic changes, it will probably take a few weeks at least. We see the same pattern, for example, when we release new ship branches, because players are not used to play against these ships. This is also like part of the reason why when a new ship branch comes out, you see more comments about like, oh, this ship is too strong, or oh, the ship got nerfed after a few weeks, because it doesn't seem to perform that well anymore, but it's more about people learn how to deal with these ships over time, which also means that the stats will change over time. In the beginning, for example, like more experienced players will probably have access to these high tier ships because they already have the free XP or they grind their way very quickly to these ships, compared to when the broad mass is actually pushing the way up to those ships. And then you learn how to deal with ships. Like a Yamato, by now you know how to deal with it if you pay attention to the game. With a new branch, you have to read up on it. You have to be in situations playing against it, and that means that the stats also change a bit over time, and it depends on the meta. So I would say usually a few weeks, but like we have a close eye on this. So like we will do it as soon as possible, but not like we won't rush it.
Plus, there is another factor of basically the difference between the early adopters and the regular players, because quite often the first players to get the new ship are highly skilled players, and they are obviously pushing the stats up. But oh, damn it! Stop sinking their ships before I can.
Look, as long as we win, I'm gonna be happy.
But after a few weeks or even a few updates, basically when the ship gets more widespread, it often also like the performance often also drops because you get average and even below average players getting to it. So that's how it goes.
Yeah,
That's
and
how
you
it
can
goes.
like it's funny, like when you talk about stats, it's sometimes quite funny. I used to do this before I started working for Wargaming. I was actually checking stats from one of the most popular, like back then popular stats websites, which was a bit more data driven, Maple Syrup, and there you could see how ships perform. And you can have ships like back then, for example, if you would take something like an Omaha and a Marblehead and just compare how they perform. And even though, they share the same hulls, they perform differently. And this is even the case if you take, for example, a Tirpitz and a Tirpitz B, because different players are playing them. So it's not just about the ship, it's also about the players that play them.
Yeah. It was fun for me when I was tracking these things with the arpeggio ships, arpeggio Miyokos, because they are really exactly the same, but when I was tracking their data in ranked season, they were just like all over the map. Basically, the difference between the best performing and worst performing was like large. It was bigger than in general between different ships, and it was basically, as you can expect, the RPG ship that required the hardest mission to get to had the highest win rate and the highest stats. So that's another issue. Also, for example, with Flint, because and similar ships, because they often are played by players who really know how to play them, and that means that like if we made them stronger, even preemptively, then we might make them too strong, right? So
Yes.
it's always better to just wait and see.
Exactly. Are there any new coal ships coming? Is Sackman asking? The answer is yes. I can't tell you which one is going to be the next coal ship, unfortunately. Out of Control Razor says, does this mean the free redistribution of commander skills will continue into 10.1? No, the free redistribution will end with this update, but you can just, at the end of the update, you can just go reset all of your commanders if you want to for free and still get that.
Yes.
What else do we have in terms of questions? And also, 610-ish, please pick a ship if you still want to play with us. Did you learn much from the submarine trial? It felt like some elements worked great and some need a lot of work. John Bloor, yes. I mean, we had several iterations already with the submarines and the tests that we ran, and we're still working on this. Otherwise, it would already be in the game. But we learned a lot from each of these tests. And also, this is like a good example of how we learn as a company and as developers to work with the feedback that you guys provide us with. If you compare this, for example, how the CV rework was done, which was unfortunately rushed. And we're taking our time with the submarines to make sure that the way we implement them into the game is going to be fine. So yes, we still have quite a lot of things to do when it comes to submarines. And as soon as we have news about the next test, we will let you know. Halkan's Bro is asking, removing 2 CBs per team when? So we already have a mechanism in place that at least in the beginning of the matchmaking queue for the first 3 minutes, the matchmaker is trying, based on the tier, it depends a bit on the tier you're playing on, but it's trying to establish games only with one CV per side. Only if there's way too many CVs in the queue and the matchmaker kind of has to distribute them, you might end up with 2 CVs per side. But it's something we were trying to improve.
Tier 8 again, it seems.
Tier 8 again, okay.
Charles Martel.
I might actually play the Kutuzov. So
Can you guys like add submarines to battles like another type of ship? Well, the submarines are still in development, still in testing, so, well, I mean, you will probably see them again, but as to how exactly, you will see. Stephen Seat on YouTube. Next time I'm in Prague, can I buy you guys a Budvar? Yeah,
sure,
but
once that
yes,
virus
once that's possible, yes.
yeah.
Unfortunately, Czech Republic currently isn't in a too good place, so
And
it's questionable when we will be able to go for any sort of beverage.
For Ever Allens is asking, since captain skills are being tested live and not final, will there be free respecs if the skills are going to be changed in the future? That depends on the scale of the changes. So I don't know. If there are big changes, probably. If there are minor changes, I don't know. Maybe it depends on how we can introduce the change. So it really depends, and we'll let you know. But I don't want to raise any expectations here. So as soon as we know if there are going to be any changes applied, then we'll let you know how we're going to do them and whether you would be able to go, for example, for respecs.
How come the Mysore doesn't come with an Indian commander? That's I believe that we don't have yet Indian commanders for the
Commonwealth? No.
3. And I mean, we will see how she's doing, and we will see if there will be more ships of that nation coming in. I mean, we already have a president in the Pan-Asian tree.
Can you guys move to the other flank, please? Because we
To
already
the
have
other
2
flank?
DDs
Okay.
on this side.
Okay.
Can we change steel for doubloons or coal or research point resource? I guess you mean research points in the future. Not at this point. Maybe in the future, but I think it's unrealistic. Like all of these resources have a certain place in the game, and they're probably going to keep that. Crysantos, the torpedo magnet. I can try for you.
Only if there is a Mr. Conway in the game.
Yeah.
Can you explain in detail what exactly will these new German DDs achieve? Like, we looked at sources and its armor is okay-ish, penetration is great, but HE is not great, so how is it supposed to counter DD's CVs? Well, they probably will have some issues with the CVs, at least on the lower tiers, even though on the higher tiers the AA suit seems to be... I mean, for self-defense, it should be good enough, but obviously it's not on the level, for example, of the Pan-Europeans. Against DDs, well, their main targets are not probably the DDs, but light cruisers, because of the good AP performance. So their playstyle will be probably like very light cruisers without Citadel. But we will see how they fare in the testing. Currently, we'll be launching the Italians, and we will be live testing the German DDs. Oh, Kagero, hello. So, yeah, it all depends on the testing. If we see that the concept has some desync trouble, it might change. There might be tweaks, and there might be rebalances.
Yeah, it's very early testing. This is the concept, and we'll see how it works out. Oh, and Draculia says he after 5 years of playing, he finally unlocked the Yamato. Have fun, man. The Yamato is such a great ship. Even after all this time, it's still like one of the best ships in the game in my opinion.
This was close.
What happened?
Torpedo
dodging?
Yeah, torpedo dodging. I kind of noticed the torpedoes too late, but... oh,
Nice.
okay, he burned down, so I'm returning back to your flank. Or maybe I should wait here for the Z.
Oh, I'm on the wrong... Ooh, interesting.
What is interesting?
Just while torpedoes appeared here on this side.
Which side? Oh, there.
Here next to the Z-44. so just have to be careful.
Well, I mean, we know Shimakaze, so that's the Jutland there.
Yep.
So I guess I will stay here around the middle, waiting for that
There he is.
Z46.
Oh, I don't want to. No, 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 no. I don't want to turn into this evil Vladivostok salvo. Can we get a salvo into the Jutland? Nice.
Oh.
Got the Jutland.
And their Odin seems to be going the way of the Dodo. Oh, yeah, it's done. And there's the Z46. Hello there, mister.
Cossack is such a good DD.
I mean, she doesn't really usually deal too much damage because the main prey are other DDs, but she's fun.
Yes, it is. When is the Italian battleship event going to come out with the next update, Justin? You can take a look at the portal and find more info about this for the developer diaries for update 0.10.1. Atlantic Ale is asking, is it possible to install an anti-bot player tool? We are hunting bots and cheaters constantly. So you can be assured that, you know, we are just as interested as you are in fair gameplay.
I have two foes here, so I mean, discretion is the greater part of valor. Let's get out of here.
Smokescreen set.
But at least now we know the position of both the Shimakaze and the Z.
Both of the Kutuzovs are running towards you. Just be aware of it.
Yeah.
That cruiser firepower is coming towards you.
Okay, Z46 is down, and there's the Shimakaze somewhere.
Good. Wow.
Oh,
looks like we're definitely winning that DD fight.
Well, the Pommern is actually helping me quite a lot here. I had
Good.
some doubts about his placement, but I mean, so far, so good. Pity my Hydro is on cooldown now, but he keeps firing, so there's that.
Oh, can you get the shimmer? Or do you need help? Oh, nice job.
Well,
That Pommern was really helpful, yes?
Yes.
Definitely give him a +1.
What's his name? Heros, yeah. Yeah, he was a very nice backstop for me.
And Justin is asking, when are submarines going to come out? I don't know yet. It really depends on like when we're happy with their balancing and implementation. Too early to say.
Oh, that's a very nice nickname. A wannabe totally potato. Also, CLs can angle against these DDs. They don't have speed or smoke, and while armor is great against DDs, it won't do anything against cruisers. Well, I mean, it will mitigate the damage from HE. Kind of in the same sense the Khabarovsk armor does. It also isn't much, but given the circumstances, it helps. They definitely won't be brawlers, so we will have to rely on the distance a bit, but yeah, as we said, they will be tested. We will see how they work.
is it possible to skip the video when starting the game? So you can try to skip it, but what we changed actually with the last update is that the game is already loading while the video is playing, so you're not losing any time on like watching the video or anything. Oh no, sticky keys.
Okay, I'm entering their cab. The Kutuzov is turning. If you can slap him now, you should have a nice juicy citadel there.
He's trying to dodge.
Ah, okay.
Not sure who allowed him to do this, but it wasn't me.
Well, I mean, he still suffered.
Yep. I'm
Suffered the
trying to set a
consequences.
fire in the Vladivostok's heart because he repaired that fire that I said before. There we go. And then we can return our attention to the Kutuzov, who's now smoking up.
Yes, smoke up right there. Right there. Oh.
Nice, he's gone.
I wasted torpedoes. Why you sink him?
It wasn't me. I'm innocent, as
okay.
usual. With everyone saying what they want to see, what would you guys like to see added to the game hypothetically? Oh, hypothetically. Personally? Or
USS Pringle.
no, like not really ships, because I think most of the ships that, or at least ship designs that would have been interesting to me have been added to the game already. So for me, it's more about I would love to see more variety in terms of like game modes. Like I personally love to play brawls like 1v1s, 3v3s, even arms race. I think is very enjoyable to play for me because it's a bit of a break to the usual random battle experience, and you get to play your ships also differently because you don't have to consider 12 enemies but only a handful. So this is what I would like to see more in the future.
The 1v1 sprints were fun, so I definitely hope that we will see them again on different tiers, because
please add mines. Like I personally am not a big fan of that idea because I don't think mines will really add fun to the game in a sense of like how is it going to change your playstyle. You will have to be even more careful about how you interact with the map. And I think it's already like you already have to consider so many things when playing the game. There will be submarines, there will be CVs.
I mean, just look at the discussion. There's a lot of reactions about the dice skill and that it's making the game too passive. Just consider what the mines would mean.
Yeah, so that's why, like, I understand why you would like to have it. Maybe we will have it in the future, but if you ask me for my personal opinion, I'm not a big fan of that idea. Mostly because I don't think it will be beneficial to the gameplay. Maybe in some kind of like PvE scenario.
Put mines around the map border.
Like sometimes I have to use them.
I had this half-serious proposal of having a bot submarine shooting random torpedoes at the battleships that are on the edges of the map, but
short-lived tactical mines would be great. Maybe not. Like I understand that this is something that would be interesting, but for me personally, at least, it's not something that I would be looking forward to too much. Option to load non-standard consumable like radar for German ships. Well, World of Warships New Player 2, that would be a very, very big change to the game. I'm not saying it would be a bad one. I personally like to have more variety in gameplay, and I would like to surprise people that they don't know what kind of ship loadout I have in terms of consumables. But what we have in the game right now is, we have different branches with different pros and cons and consumables. And if you just give everything to everybody, then you kind of lose that appeal to certain lines, I would say.
Especially for the ships that, for example, currently the radar is their main advantage. Or their main special ability. If basically if everyone has it, it's not special anymore.
Polski CZ Logista says, are CCs allowed to stand shame other players live on stream? If you see somebody doing this from a CC program, feel free to contact me and we'll have a talk with them, because this is a behavior we don't want to see. My stance on this is very clear. We have good players in the game, we have bad players in the game. And it's absolutely fine to, be angry about them And it's absolutely fine to, you're a passionate player, right? It happens that sometimes a player next to you makes a stupid mistake, it happens. It happens to me, it happens to everybody. But it's no reason to, go stat shaming and, go through somebody's profile just to highlight how bad they are, because that's definitely not going to make them better. It's only a venting mechanism. And I don't agree with this. I think there's always a way you can respectfully talk about a player, even if he's a bad player, and try to make him better instead of trying to.
Yes, I saw it, and I have even videos about it. How can I send? Should I contact support via World of Tanks website? I think the faster way actually would be if you send a private message to Mr. Crysantos on the World of Warships
either Discord or
on the Discord,
on forums. Yes, you can find me on the EU server. And Cantholz, I guess, is that supposed to mean? My Eager is now no good heavy cruiser and no good meme cruiser. Please help heavy cruisers. They need some love. So I played the Eager before, like one of the last streams. I disagree and we also played the Alaska today, that heavy cruisers are now suddenly bad cruisers. Yes, they lose out on some survivability compared to the previous commander skill system, but they also gain, for example, damage skills, like, for example, AP improved damage values. So it's a bit of pros and cons. We'll have to see whether the cruisers were affected in a negative way, and then we'll look at how we can improve this if this is the case. But give it some time. At least for me personally, if you ask me for my opinion, I think the Eager is as valid as it was before. Secret is a bit of a different discussion because of secondaries, and I hope we can do something there.
Has Arms Race ever been considered to be a permanent game mode? The best and most fun matches I've had been in that game mode. Probably not as a permanent game mode, at least for now, but we definitely know that it was popular. It had its ups and downs, so I guess we will see Arms Race back again, especially given that we will be aiming for.
Yeah. Oh, and there was a question here that
events.
StatsBlog also answered, but in case you have that question, you're not reading chat. Somebody asked, I'm a newbie here. What are CCs? So CC is an abbreviation that we use for community contributors. Community contributors are usually content creators that either stream or create video content. We also have a few blogs. And they are part of a program that we created from Wargaming side that is called the Community Contributor Program. If you are part of that program, you can apply to be part of it. If you meet certain criteria, you get support from our side in terms of promotion, bonus codes, sometimes early access. You get access to test ships. But you have to follow certain rules if you want to stay in that program. That means usually sticking to the game rules and basically not doing super naughty stuff. That's our requirements. You can find all of that information actually on the portal. And if you're a streamer and you would like to be part of it, you can also apply for it. But just keep in mind that our program is already quite big and we have certain entry limitations until we consider your application. But feel free to surprise us. StatsBlog is actually a very good example who sent one of the best application videos we ever had for the CC program that made Mr. Conway and me laugh so hard that we contacted him immediately and said we definitely want to have you in the program because we love your content. So you can always try. And I think with this, we're going to slowly but steadily end the game because we're already at 8:13. So let me see whether there are any other questions. How to become a super tester is Seko Pew's asking. So Seko, if you want to become a super tester, keep an eye out on the forums or on the portal. We usually announce super test recruitment waves, and then you just have to apply, and then we'll have, with some information that we're asking from you, and then there will be an interview, and then you might potentially get into the super test program. I think there was recently a recruitment drive on the North American server. For the US server, I believe we did it during summertime.
Yes, it was, I think, like August or something. So actually, we will check with our guys who are dealing with it whether they need more EU super testers. But generally, keep an eye on the portal, keep an eye on the forum, and if you use Discord, join our server.
Yep. And Delta X has a nice question. How can I make my ships super naughty? It depends on how you want to make your ships naughty. But overall, if you want to make your ship super naughty, learn how to become really good at the game and annoy other players by being really good at the game. and you just use them to their maximum efficiency. That's how I see Naughty play.
There we have the kitten.
Oh, let me quickly switch over to.
He's just vanishing under the gun mount.
No, you can see him there on the right side, in front of the first turret. You can see the cat Sam walking around.
And he's gone under the box.
Yeah, one of my favorite camps as well. Okay, so I think this is going to be it. So we're going to be rating somebody from our CC program.
Oh, what will be the hashtag?
You think of that while I will pick somebody. And chat, thank you very much for watching. I hope everything worked well with the stream. I hope you didn't see a big difference to the last streams, which means that the news, because we're in a new room, that everything is working fine. And then we will be back next week, same place, same time. We'll have to see what we're going to do. Maybe we can get to play some Italian BBs.
Hashtag what is a CC? That might be a good candidate.
Perfect. Yes,
or hashtag
exactly.
Naughty Ships.
No, I think hashtag what is a CC is good because then that rated target will have to explain what a CC is and what that entails. So you have a better understanding of that. Even the echo was funny. Yeah, Karamba, there was a funny moment, and we know that it was Tuccy's fault, but that's okay.
Yes.
We all learned from this experience. Okay, so guys, we'll see you soon. Have a very, very nice weekend. I hope you get to enjoy World of Warships a bit.
Yes, it's been fun, and we try to answer as many questions as we can. Of course, we couldn't reach some of them because there was a lot of them, and we also had to spend some time playing. Also, thanks for all our to all our division mates. We had a 100% win rate, right?
Oh, yes, actually, 100% win rate. Definitely, all skill, no luck when it comes to this. No, and one thing to highlight. Guys, the PT is up. If you want to check out how the early access event for the Italian BBs is going to work, how the Brawls, for example, are going to work in the future, go check that out. We also have the new Toronto port. Please give us feedback. And otherwise, we'll see you same place, same time next week. Have a very good evening and hopefully also a weekend coming soon, TM, to your place.
Yeah. Enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.